If expanding brackets always costs you marks in exams, this video will fix it in 8 minutes. Most students lose marks here because of one mistake. I'll show you how to avoid it. By the end of this video, you'll be able to expand single brackets, expand double brackets, and avoid the most common mistakes in IGCSE exams. So let's start simple. We have one term outside of the brackets, and we have x plus 4 inside of the brackets. How do we expand this term? Firstly, we go to the term outside of the brackets and we need to multiply it by every term we have inside of the brackets. So we have 3 times x and we have 3 times 4. 3 times x is just 3x and 3 times 4 is 12. 12 is a positive number, so 3x plus 12. Let's take another simple example. We have 5 multiplied by the brackets x plus 2. Remember that the number outside multiplies by everything inside. So we have 5 multiplied by x in addition to 5 multiplied by 2. 5 multiplied by x is just 5x. And 5 multiplied by 2, that's 10. So 5x plus 10. Now let's take another example. We have negative 3 outside of the brackets, and this negative 3 is multiplied by the brackets x minus 7. So we do the exact same thing even with negative numbers. We multiply the term outside by every term inside of the brackets. So negative 3 multiplied by x, negative 3 multiplied by x, in addition to negative 3 multiplied by negative 7. So negative 3 multiplied by x is just negative 3x. Negative 3 multiplied by negative 7, well, that's 21. Why is it positive? Because a negative multiplied by negative is always a positive number. So negative 3x and positive 21, so that's negative 3x plus 21. Let's look at another example. 2 multiplied by the bracket 3x plus 5. So 2 multiplied by 3x is 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by x, in addition to 2 multiplied by 5. So 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and 6 multiplied by x is 6x, and 2 multiplied by 5 is just positive 10. So 6x plus 10 is our answer. Now let's talk about double brackets. So here we do something similar to single brackets. We deal with each term in our first bracket as if it was our only term. So we multiply this x by each term in the second bracket. And then we multiply this 3 by each term in the second bracket. So let's multiply them out. We have x multiplied by x in addition to 5 multiplied by x in addition to 3 multiplied by x, and finally 3 multiplied by 5. X multiplied by x is just x squared. 5 multiplied by x is 5x. 3 multiplied by x is 3x. And 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. And finally, we simplify one last time. 5x plus 3x add up to 8x. And we fill out the rest of our answer. So x squared plus 8x plus 15. Now let's take a different example. We have another double brackets, but we have a negative number now. But we still do the exact same thing. We take the first term in our first bracket and multiply it by every term in our second bracket. And we do the same thing with the second term in our first bracket. We multiply it by each term in our second bracket. So here that would be x multiplied by x, which is x squared, in addition to x multiplied by negative 4, which is negative 4x, in addition to 2 multiplied by x, which is 2x, plus 2 multiplied by negative 4. 2 multiplied by negative 4 is negative 8. And be very careful with negative numbers in exams, as this is a very common exam mistake. Finally, one last simplification we could do is negative 4x plus 2x, which is negative 2x. And we fill in the rest of our numbers. So now we'll talk about avoiding the most common exam mistakes. First of which is forgetting to multiply the second term. Most students multiply the first term and forget about the second term, even though you need both to expand your brackets. Another very common exam mistake is sign errors. 2 multiplied by negative 4 is negative 8. X multiplied by negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 4x plus 2x is negative 2x. Simple sign errors can cause very different answers. It's very simple stuff, but these are the exact mistakes examiners see every year. Now try to solve this question on your own. So pause the video and go ahead. Now let's do it together. First of all, we multiply the first term in the first bracket by each term in the second bracket. And then we multiply the second term in the first bracket by each term in the second bracket. Now 2x multiplied by x plus 2x multiplied by 3 plus 1 multiplied by x plus 1 multiplied by 3. To avoid the common mistakes we talked about in exams, try writing out everything in front of you like so. Even though it seems easy, a small error in any question could lead to a wrong mistake and one less mark in your exam. So 2x multiplied by x, this is 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 3, that is 6x. 1 multiplied by x is just x. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. Finally, a very important step is adding like terms. 6x plus x is 7x. And then we write the rest of our terms. 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. This is our final answer. This is it for today. If you want full IGCSE exam preparation or personal help, you can contact me. Details in the description.